The lights blazed down on the Zed Sports City International Tennis Center in Abu Dhabi, and something absolutely electric was happening inside that packed stadium. Thousands of voices screaming, flags waving, an atmosphere so charged with energy that you could feel it through your screen. The on-court interviewer summed it up perfectly when she said, "We felt like we were in the Philippines tonight and not in Abu Dhabi." This wasn't just another first-round match at a WTA tournament. This was a statement. This was a coming-out party. This was the moment when 20-year-old Filipino sensation Alex Eala announced to the entire tennis world that she's not just here to participate, she's here to dominate. But here's what makes this story absolutely insane. Standing across the net from Alex wasn't some random opponent she'd never met before. This wasn't a veteran she had no connection to. This was Zeynep Sanmez, her best friend, her former doubles partner, someone she's traveled the world with, shared countless memories with, laughed and cried with through all the brutal ups and downs of professional tennis. These two have been in the trenches together. They've supported each other through injuries, tough losses, ranking struggles, and all the challenges that come with trying to make it on the professional tour. And Alex had to destroy her. She had to walk onto that court, look her friend in the eye, and play ruthless, aggressive, championship-level tennis designed to break her spirit and take away her will to compete. That's the kind of mental warfare that most 20-year-olds simply cannot handle. The emotional complexity of having to hurt someone you care about in pursuit of your own dreams would crush most young players. They'd get tight, play tentative, maybe even subconsciously hold back because the idea of destroying a friend is just too uncomfortable. But Alex Eala isn't most 20-year-olds. What she did on that court in Abu Dhabi is exactly why this Filipino phenom is about to become a massive problem for everyone on the WTA Tour. Let me break down why this match was so much more than just another first-round victory, and why you need to start paying very close attention to what Alex Eala is building. First, let's set the scene properly because the context here is absolutely crucial. Alex walked onto stadium court for the final match of the day, and the place was absolutely packed to the rafters. Every single seat filled. People standing in the aisles. The energy in that building must have been absolutely incredible. You had Filipino fans who probably booked flights the absolute second they heard Alex was playing in Abu Dhabi. These are the most loyal, most passionate, most vocal fans in all of tennis. They travel halfway around the world to support their players. They bring flags, they coordinate cheers, they create an atmosphere that makes their athletes feel like they're playing at home no matter where in the world the tournament happens to be. And then you had Turkish fans there supporting Zeynep Sanmez because she's got her own incredibly loyal following as well. Both of these young players have built real fan bases, the kind of authentic support that you can't manufacture or buy with sponsorship money. But let's be absolutely real about this. The Filipino contingent was the clear majority in that building, and the roar when Alex walked out must have been deafening. Can you imagine being 20 years old, playing professional tennis thousands of miles from home, and walking into a stadium that sounds like you're playing in Manila? That's the kind of support that can lift you to heights you didn't know you could reach. Now, before we dive deep into the match itself, we need to talk about the history between these two players because it adds so much more weight to everything that happened. This wasn't the first time Alex and Zeynep had faced each other across the net. This was actually their third meeting, and Alex came into this match with a perfect 2-0 record against her friend. Let's go through those previous matches because the pattern tells you everything you need to know. First meeting, 2023. ITF W60 NG Open in France. Alex won 7-6, 6-4 in the quarterfinals. That first set went to a tiebreak, so you know it was tight, competitive, could have gone either way. But Alex found a way to close it out, then dominated the second set to advance. Second meeting, 2025. Lexus Eastbourne Open qualifiers. This one wasn't even close. Alex absolutely steamrolled her friend 6-1, 6-3. No contest. Complete domination from start to finish. So Zeynep walked into this Abu Dhabi match knowing full well that Alex had her number. She knew the matchup heavily favored her opponent. She knew that historically she hadn't been able to solve the puzzle that Alex presents. But here's what makes this whole situation even more fascinating, and adds even more pressure to the equation. Both of these players hit career-high rankings in the exact same week. Alex reached world number 45, Zeynep reached world number 79. They're both ascending. They're both on trajectories pointing straight up. They're both hungry, ambitious, and desperate to keep climbing. Plus, Zeynep was coming into Abu Dhabi with serious momentum from the Australian Open, where she made the third round and became the first Turkish woman ever to win a match at the Australian Open. And she didn't just squeak by with easy draws, she beat world number 11 Daria Kasatkina along the way. That's a statement victory over a top player, the kind of win that builds confidence and makes you believe you can compete with anyone on tour. So this wasn't some pushover opponent that Alex could sleepwalk through. This was a player with momentum, belief, recent big wins, and absolutely nothing to lose. This was a dangerous matchup, and Alex had to bring her absolute best tennis to get through it. The match starts, and immediately you can see that Alex came to play. She's aggressive from the first point, stepping into the court, taking balls early, going after Zeynep's serve with purpose and intent. She breaks serve early and jumps out to a 3-1 lead. And watching this unfold, you're thinking, okay, she's in control. She's dictating the pace and patterns. This is her match to lose. But Zeynep doesn't just fold and accept defeat. That's not who she is as a competitor. She claws back, finding her range on her ground strokes, and breaks Alex in the fifth game to level the first set at 3-all. Now, suddenly, the momentum has shifted. The set is back on serve and completely up for grabs. The pressure is mounting. The crowd is getting more and more invested in every single point. This is where matches can slip away from young players who don't have the experience or mental toughness to handle adversity. But here's where Alex shows you exactly why she's special, why she's different from other talented young players who never quite make the leap to the next level. She doesn't panic. She doesn't get tight or tentative. She doesn't start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. She regains her composure, refocuses on executing her game plan, and surges ahead to 5-3, putting herself one game away from taking the opening set. She's serving for the set now, and this is a massive moment. Close it out here, and you've got all the momentum. You've weathered your opponent's best punch, and you're still standing. You're in complete control of the match. But then she gets broken. Zeynep fights back to make it 5-4, and now all that pressure is right back on Alex's shoulders. This is the moment where champions reveal themselves. This is where mental toughness matters infinitely more than raw talent. Plenty of players have all the physical tools in the world, but crumble in these high-pressure situations. Alex steps up to return serve at 5-4, knowing she needs to break to win the set, and she delivers. She breaks Zeynep for the third time in the set and closes it out 6-4. That's clutch. That's ice-cold composure when it matters most. That's the kind of mental fortitude that separates players who win titles from players who always seem to fall short in the big moments. If you're a fan of Alex Eala, you were probably screaming at your screen during this sequence because that's the kind of grit, determination, and championship mentality that wins Grand Slams. The second set starts, and Alex is absolutely dialed in now. She's found her rhythm. Her serve is clicking. Her ground strokes are penetrating deep into the court. Her movement is sharp and efficient. She races out to a 3-love lead, and watching this, you're thinking, okay, it's over. She's got this. She's going to cruise to the finish line. But Zeynep's a fighter. She's not going to just roll over and accept defeat without making Alex earn every single point. She battles back to 3-2, making Alex work incredibly hard for every game, grinding out long rallies, refusing to give away cheap points. And honestly, you have to respect that kind of competitive fire. That's what makes women's tennis so incredible to watch right now. These players leave absolutely everything on the court. They fight for every ball like their lives depend on it. But Alex shuts the door. She wins 3 of the next 4 games and closes out the match 6-3 in the second set. Total match time, 1 hour and 31 minutes of high-quality, intense, competitive tennis. And here's the stat that really tells the story of this match and shows you just how dominant Alex was. She converted 6 breaks out of 9 service games. Read that again. 6 breaks out of 9 service games. She was absolutely relentless on return, hunting Zeynep's serve, attacking second serves with aggression, reading patterns and executing returns with precision. That's not luck. That's not just having a good day where everything happens to go your way. That's elite level tennis. That's studying your opponent's tendencies, reading their serve, anticipating where the ball's going before they even hit it, and executing the return with both power and placement. At 20 years old, Alex is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. She's thinking 2 or 3 shots ahead, setting up patterns, creating opportunities, and then capitalizing ruthlessly when those opportunities appear. Now, here's what I absolutely love most about Alex Eala, and why she's not just a great tennis player, but a great person and role model. After beating her best friend in front of a packed stadium, after playing aggressive, borderline ruthless tennis designed to break her opponent's will, she could have just done the standard, "I played well, happy to get the win, looking forward to the next round interview," and moved on. That's what most players do. Keep it brief, professional, don't say anything controversial, and get out of there. But that's not who Alex is. That's not how she operates. Listen to what she said in her post-match interview. "I'm so honored to share the court with one of my closest friends, Zeynep. I admire her so much, and she's really making waves in many ways. And our friendship goes beyond tennis, and I'm so grateful for that." Come on. That's pure class right there. She just handed her friend a loss on a big stage in front of thousands of people, and she's still showing nothing but love, respect, and genuine appreciation. That's the kind of sportsmanship that makes you proud to be a fan. That's the kind of person you want representing your country, your sport, and your generation. This is why Alex isn't just a great player, she's a great human being. In a world where so many athletes are hyper-focused only on themselves, their brand, their ranking, their prize money, that humility and genuine appreciation for opponents is rare. It's special. It's the kind of quality that builds lasting legacies that go beyond wins and losses. Alex understands that tennis is just one part of life, that the relationships you build along the way matter more than any trophy, and that you can be intensely competitive on the court while still being kind and gracious off it. Okay, so with this massive win, Alex earned a 2-place jump in the live WTA rankings. She's now sitting at world number 43 and creeping closer and closer to that top 40 milestone. And honestly, the top 40 is just a checkpoint, a waypoint on a much longer journey. This girl's ceiling is way, way higher than that. I'm talking top 20, top 10, Grand Slam, champion potential. That's not hype. That's not being a homer. That's an objective assessment based on what we're seeing from her. Think about it for a second. She's 20 years old. 20! Most players don't even peak until their mid to late 20s. Look at when players like Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, or more recently Iga Swiatek really hit their stride. It was after years of development, physical maturation, mental growth, and accumulated experience. Alex has got years and years of development ahead of her. Years of getting stronger, faster, more explosive. Years of refining her technique, improving her shot selection, developing better tactical awareness. Years of learning how to handle pressure, manage emotions, and perform consistently at the highest level. And she's already competing with and beating players ranked in the top 50, top 40, even threatening top 20 players on her best days. The trajectory is absolutely insane. Earlier this year at the Australian Open, she made her Grand Slam main draw debut, and the scene was absolutely wild. They called it an insane queue at Court 6 because Filipino fans showed up in absolutely massive numbers to support their girl. The line to get into the court stretched forever. People were camping out just to get a seat to watch Alex play. The match itself didn't go her way. She lost to Alicia Parks in the first round. But the fact that she's generating that kind of fan support, that kind of energy and excitement, tells you something incredibly important. People don't just support great players, they support players who make them feel something. They connect with athletes who represent their community, their country, their dreams and aspirations. And Alex makes people feel proud, inspired, hopeful. She makes them believe that anything is possible if you work hard enough and never give up on your dreams. That's a superstar in the making. That's someone who transcends tennis and becomes a cultural icon, a national hero, a global ambassador for the sport. The Philippines has a massive, passionate sports culture, and Alex is becoming the face of tennis in that country. She's inspiring an entire generation of young Filipino kids to pick up rackets and dream big. She's proving that you don't have to be from the traditional tennis powerhouses, the United States, Western Europe, Australia, to make it to the top of the sport. So Alex moves on to the second round in Abu Dhabi, where she faces Alexandra Sosnovich of Belarus. And let me tell you right now, this is not going to be an easy match. This is a serious test. Sosnovich is 31 years old, which means she's got over a decade of professional experience on Alex. She's seen everything, played in every situation, knows every trick in the book. She came into the main draw as a lucky loser after someone withdrew, so she shouldn't even be in this position. But don't let that fool you for 1 second. This woman just stunned 8th seed Paula Badosa in the first round. Paula Badosa, former world number 2, one of the most dangerous and talented players on tour when she's healthy and confident. Sasnovich is crafty, experienced, and she absolutely knows how to win matches she's not supposed to win. She's upset higher-ranked players throughout her career. She thrives as the underdog. She has nothing to lose and everything to gain. But here's the thing that gives me confidence in Alex. She thrives in exactly these situations too. She thrives when people doubt her. She thrives when the pressure is on. And after the confidence boost from this first-round win, after breaking serve 6 times and playing some of her best tennis in a high-pressure situation against a friend, I wouldn't bet against her. The momentum is with her. The crowd will be with her. And most importantly, the belief is with her. Plus, Alex has got doubles coming up too, which gives her even more court time and match experience. She and Indonesian player Janice Chen are taking on Leila Fernandez and Kristina Mladenovic. Let me repeat those names so you understand the magnitude of this challenge. Leila Fernandez, the Canadian star who made the U.S. Open final and has been a French Open doubles finalist. Kristina Mladenovic, a 6-time Grand Slam champion in doubles. That's an absolute gauntlet of a matchup. That's facing 2 of the best doubles players in the world, players with championship pedigrees and years of experience playing together. But again, Alex doesn't shy away from challenges. She doesn't duck tough matchups or hope for easy draws. She runs straight at the biggest challenges, the toughest opponents, the highest pressure situations. That fearlessness, that willingness to test herself against the absolute best, that's what separates future champions from players who plateau at a certain level and never break through. All right, let's have some real talk for a second about why Alex Eala matters beyond just being a phenomenally talented tennis player. She's representing the Philippines on the biggest stages in the world of tennis. Every time she steps on court at a WTA tournament or a Grand Slam, she's carrying the hopes, dreams, and pride of millions of Filipinos watching back home and around the world. That's enormous pressure. That's a weight that would crush most people. The Philippines is a nation of over 100 million people with an incredibly passionate sports culture. Boxing has had Manny Pacquiao as a global icon. Basketball is hugely popular, but tennis has never had a homegrown superstar reach the absolute pinnacle of the sport. Alex has the opportunity to be that pioneer, that trailblazer, that person who inspires millions of kids to pick up rackets and believe they can compete at the highest levels. When she steps on court with the Philippine flag on her kit, she's not just playing for herself. She's representing an entire nation. And instead of crumbling under that enormous pressure, instead of getting tight and tentative and overwhelmed, she thrives in it. She feeds off it. That Filipino crowd in Abu Dhabi wasn't just support. It was fuel. It was energy that she converted into championship-level performance. And the way she conducts herself both on and off the court, with humility, grace, respect for opponents, and genuine appreciation for the opportunities she's been given, that's setting an example for every young athlete watching. You can be competitive and kind. You can be fierce on the court and friendly off it. You can play ruthless, aggressive tennis designed to destroy your opponent while still maintaining respect and even friendship with that person. You can win with class and lose with dignity. That's the Alex Eala brand, and honestly, the tennis world is infinitely better because she's in it. Okay, here's my hot take, And you can bookmark this, screenshot it, and come back to it at the end of the year to either roast me mercilessly or crown me an absolute genius. Alex Eala is making the top 30 by the end of this year, maybe even higher. I'm talking top 25 isn't out of the question if everything breaks right. Why am I so confident in this prediction? Because she's got everything you need to succeed at the highest levels of professional tennis. She's got the game, the powerful serve, the aggressive ground strokes, the ability to construct points and finish them. She's got the mental strength, the composure under pressure, the ability to perform in big moments, the resilience to fight back from deficits. She's got the work ethic. You don't achieve what she's achieved at 20 years old without being absolutely obsessed with improvement and willing to put in the hours. And most importantly, she's got the belief. You can see it in the way she carries herself, the way she plays. She's not hoping to win. She's expecting to win. That confidence, that quiet swagger, you absolutely cannot teach that. Look at her resume already, and remember she's only 20 years old. Grand Slam junior champion. She won the U.S. Open Girls singles title, Australian Open Girls doubles champion. She's been winning at every single level she's competed at. She dominated junior tennis. She's succeeding at the ITF level. She's making waves on the WTA Tour. Now, it's just a matter of time before she starts making deep runs at premier tournaments and Grand Slams.